Have you ever finally gone to bed hoping your body would relax, only to notice your headache feels worse the moment you lie down? That experience can be confusing, frustrating, and honestly a little scary. Most people expect rest to help, not make things feel heavier or more intense. So what is really going on? In this video, we are breaking down headache when lying down in a simple, practical way. We will talk about who is more likely to notice it, what it can sometimes mean, when it might be harmless, where the pressure or pain may come from, why body position can change headache symptoms, and how to tell when it is time to stop guessing and get checked. Some headaches change with posture because of pressure shifts, sinus issues, sleep-related problems, neck tension, or less commonly conditions linked to raised pressure inside the skull. Headaches that worsen when lying flat can sometimes be a warning pattern, especially if they come with vision changes, vomiting, or symptoms that wake you from sleep. Stay until the end, because the last scene covers the red flags you should never brush off. Before jumping to conclusions, let's define what we mean by a headache when lying down. Not every bedtime headache fits the same pattern. For some people, the pain starts after they lie flat. For others, the headache is already there but feels stronger, heavier, or more pressurized once the head hits the pillow. Some describe it as throbbing. Others say it feels like pressure behind the eyes, across the forehead, or deep inside the head. When does it matter most? It matters when body position clearly changes the pain in a repeatable way. That positional pattern can give useful clues. Headaches that change with posture may point healthcare professionals toward issues involving pressure, sinus congestion, sleep-related breathing problems, or sometimes neck and muscle strain. A key detail is how fast the pain changes. Does it worsen right away, after a few minutes, or mainly in the early morning after being flat for hours? Also pay attention to where the pain sits and what else comes with it, like blurry vision, nausea, snoring, or face pressure. Those small details can completely change what the headache pattern suggests. Positional worsening is considered an important clue because changes in posture can sometimes point to a secondary headache, rather than a simple routine headache. Now let's get into why a headache when lying down can happen. One possible reason is increased pressure inside the skull, which can make headaches feel worse when lying flat and may also cause nausea, vomiting, or vision changes. Another possibility is sinus-related pressure. Lying down can make some people feel more congested, and that can increase facial pressure or discomfort around the forehead and eyes. Sleep-related issues matter too. People with sleep apnea may wake with headaches, especially if they snore loudly, stop breathing during sleep, or still feel tired after a full night. Then there is the neck. Poor pillow support, muscle tension, and awkward sleep posture can trigger pain that seems like a headache but actually starts in the neck and radiates upward. Who is more likely to notice these patterns? People with chronic sinus problems, poor sleep, frequent migraines, neck strain, or symptoms that are worse in the morning. The important part is that the same symptom can have very different causes. That is why the story around the headache matters just as much as the headache itself. Headaches that are worse lying down are associated with raised intracranial pressure patterns, while sinus pressure and sleep apnea can also contribute, and neck-related pain can mimic head pain. If you keep noticing a headache when lying down, the smartest next step is not panic, it is observation. Start with the 5W1H questions. What does the pain feel like? Pressure, pounding, tightness, or sharp pain? When does it get worse? Immediately after lying down, in the middle of the night, or mainly in the morning? Where is it strongest? Forehead, behind the eyes, the back of the head, or one side only? Who is affected in your life pattern? Are you someone who snores, gets sinus symptoms, stares at screens all day, or wakes with neck stiffness? Why might it be happening on certain days and not others? Poor sleep, alcohol, dehydration, allergy flare-ups, or stress? And how long does it last once you sit back up? These details can turn a vague symptom into a useful story. Keep a short headache log for 1 to 2 weeks. You do not need anything fancy. Note timing, body position, sleep quality, congestion, vision symptoms, and anything that relieves or worsens it. New, unusual, or posture-dependent headaches are worth discussing with a clinician, especially when they keep repeating or are changing over time. Let's talk about how to respond at home when you notice a headache when lying down. First, do not assume every case is dangerous, but do treat it as something worth paying attention to. If congestion seems involved, sleeping slightly elevated may help some people feel less pressure. If neck tension seems likely, look at your pillow height, sleep position, and screen posture during the day. If mornings are the worst, think about sleep quality, snoring, and whether you wake feeling unrefreshed. Hydration, regular meals, and steady sleep habits can help reduce general headache triggers. What should you avoid? Avoid brushing off a pattern that keeps repeating. Avoid piling on painkillers night after night without understanding the cause. And avoid guessing that it is just stress if the pain is clearly linked to lying flat or comes with other symptoms. Who benefits most from home adjustments? Usually people whose symptoms relate to sinus congestion, sleep habits, or muscle tension. But if the headache is progressive, intense, or paired with vision or neurologic symptoms, home care is not the right endpoint. General headache self-care may help some triggers, but persistent positional headaches or headaches that worsen lying flat should not be ignored, especially if they are unusual or progressive. This is the part everyone should hear. A headache when lying down becomes more concerning when it is severe, new, clearly getting worse, or comes with other warning signs. What signs matter most? Vision changes, double vision, repeated vomiting, confusion, weakness, seizures, trouble speaking, fever, stiff neck, or a headache that wakes you from sleep. If you notice the pain is worse in the morning, worse with straining or coughing, or linked to blurred vision, that deserves prompt medical attention. Who should be extra cautious? People with a brand new headache pattern, pregnant individuals, older adults with new headaches, people with recent head injury, or anyone with known neurologic or eye problems. Why is posture such a big clue? Because headaches that worsen when lying flat can sometimes point toward raised pressure in the head. And that is not something to self-diagnose from the internet. How should you respond? If the symptoms are sudden or severe, seek urgent care right away. If they are persistent but not explosive, book a medical evaluation soon instead of waiting it out for weeks. Headaches that worsen lying down, especially with visual changes or neurologic symptoms, are recognized warning patterns that warrant assessment. So, what is the takeaway on headache when lying down? It is not a symptom to fear automatically, but it is definitely one to notice. In some people, it may relate to congestion, neck strain, poor sleep, or sleep apnea. In others, especially when it comes with vision changes, vomiting, or a pattern that is getting worse, it can be a signal that something more serious needs attention. The biggest mistake is focusing only on the pain and ignoring the pattern. Ask yourself what it feels like when it happens, where it is strongest, who might have risk factors, why it may be changing, and how your body responds when you sit up again. Those details matter. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have a severe, unusual, or worsening headache, or symptoms like vision changes, confusion, vomiting, fever, or weakness, seek medical care promptly. And if you found this video helpful, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and share your experience or suggestions for future health topics. Your feedback helps us make clearer, more useful content for people dealing with real health concerns.